The mansion was quite too quieter for a place that held so much power, so much danger. Your footstep echoed the blunter red. You through marble halls echoed the portrait of short man and sharp eyes woman. You clutch your resume against your chest. Through you doubt anyone here care about paper qualification. You hadn't even applied for a job. You were summoned, the double door cracked open, revealing a grand drawing room bathed in a gold light, but at the center sat an older woman in a deep frontly hanbok, her silver hair twisted into the elegant bun and her eyes sharper than as absolute you had ever held. Sit dear, she said, her voice like a silk over steel. We have much to discuss. You away feeling small in front of her. This was Madame Kim, the marsh of fear mafia family in the country. You had humor about her son, who built an empire, about her grandson, who now ruled it with the iron fist and a blood-stained cow. You cared for violent patients before, she said, folding her arm. Men with trauma outburst. You don't scare easily, you nodded slowly. I work is past it. Trauma what? But why me? She studied you, then said softly, because you are not from this world, and that's exactly why he might listen to you. You didn't dare ask who he was, you already knew. He was betrayed, she said, her tone dimly, and now he is angry all the time. He refused therapists, hate doctors, but he is still in my grandson. He is losing himself more each day. Your throat tightened. I am not a miracle worker. I don't need a miracle. I need someone who won't flinch when he shouted. Someone will stay even when he tried to push you away. Someone who will see the boy before the beast. You hesitate. And if I say no, she leaned forward, eyes screaming, you won't. The door opened suddenly. You turn and your breath catch. There he stood, tall, dressed in black, eyes as cold as the loaded gun. His presence filled the room like a smoke, heavy, suffocating, dangerous. A faint scar trailed down his jawline, and his knuckles were still red from something or someone. He stared at you, no emotion, no curiosity, just stillness. Madam Kim smiled. You meet your new caretaker. His gaze lowered slowly. She won't last a week. Then he walked past you, the scent of the blood and expensive cologne lingering in his wake. Your engines just tightened, heart pounding. What the hell had you just signed up for? You were led to a private wing of the mansion, silent, dark, and colder than the rest. This is where he stayed most of the time. The blunter mumbled, quickly unlocked the door to sleek a dim light room, high ceiling at the curtain windows. No one goes without permission. He doesn't like it. You step inside anyway. Then sat on the leather chair by the window, a half glass of whiskey in his hand, long finger clear around. He didn't look at you, just stared at the rain beyond the glass like it owned his answer. I said, don't come back, he mumbled. And I said, I don't scare easily. You replied, painting the cupboard on the table. Nice to meet you properly, Mr. Kim. The on you glanced cold, collecting furious. You think this is a job? You think you will fix me? He stood slowly, his voice laced with a venom. People have tried, they either dead or worse. You shallow pulse quickly. I am not here to fix you, I am just here because your grandmother asked for a help, that's all. He walked up to you, so imitating close. His breath hit your cheek as he towered over you. Let me make something very clear, he groaned. You don't talk to me unless I ask. You don't touch me. You don't tell me what to do. Stay the hell out of my space. And what if you break something again? You whispered, his jaw clenched. Then don't be near me when I do. You didn't flinch. I won't be near you. I will be with you. Big difference. The silence, that thick, cracking silence. That was new. He hadn't expected something freaking in his gaze, confusion, curiosity, range. You couldn't tell, but one thing was certain. For the first time, someone dared to speak to the devil like he was a human. You turned to leave, your voice calm. Dinner in an hour. If you want to eat like a normal person, you come downstairs. If not, I will keep it warm. He didn't stop you, but you could feel his eyes on your back the whole way out. And outside the door, one of his guards leaned with the wide eyes. You are either the bravest woman I have seen or the dumbest. You didn't respond because maybe you were both. They passed, each one more silence than the last. You cooked, he didn't eat. You talked, he didn't answer. You stayed, he pretended you didn't exist. Until the night you heard the crash. It was past midnight when you woke up to the sound of the glass shattering. You rushed down to the dimly hallway, his room, and found him in the corner, shirt soaked in the sweat, uneven hair sticking to his forehead. The whiskey bottle was shattered across the floor, his chest heavy like a running for hours. It was the look in his eyes that made you pause. Panic raw, unmetted, he didn't notice you at first. Don't touch me, he muttered, clutching his head. Don't get off them, you whispered, stepping closer. It's just a dream, you are safe. Shut up, he hissed, trembling. You don't know what I have done. What they did I can't. He sank to his knee, knuckling, whitening, shaking like a stone, tapping at the human skin. You ignore every warning, every threat. You kneel down beside him and gently, carefully place your hand on his shoulder. He flinched violently but didn't pull away. Breathe, you said softly. Just follow me in and out. He stared at you like he wanted to kill you, or maybe thank you. But slowly, painfully, he immersed your breath one beat at a time until the shaking stopped. I don't sleep, he said honestly. I cannot, not without seeing it again. What do you see? You asked. He looked at you, really looked. His mask sleep, and behind it was a boy, too much pain for his age. I see the day I become him. You didn't ask what the meant. Not yet, but you stay his side until his head dropped against the wall, until his further shut, exhausted, until he whispered his voice, so fragile, belonged to him. Just tonight, don't leave, and you don't. Not when he falls asleep, not even when the guard whispers your name in disbelief. Because for me, for the first time, the monster didn't grow. He reached out, and somewhere deep inside the cage he built around himself. The morning sun fell through the curtain, casting warm light across him. Sleep form. You hadn't moved, not at all night. His head resting near your lap. Breathe finally steep. Bro, no longer for a fasting moment. The rush mafia king looked human, broken, yes, but human. Then his eyes fluttered open and the marks returned. He sat up, as instinct recalling your presence burned. What, are you still here? You asked me to stay. You reply calmly, ignoring the sickness in your back. I don't leave people when they are falling apart. I don't fall apart, he snapped. You did last night. His jaw locked, eyes darkened with that familiar flurry. Don't mistake one weakness for permission. You don't get a talk about me or me too, but you didn't back down. I am not your enemy. You don't have to fight me. His voice dropped, dangerous low. Everyone is my enemy, even you. He stood, his movement sharp, violent, even as he searched for a fresh shirt. He paused mid-motion, back still turning to you. They torture my best friend, he muttered, tying him up and made me watch. Said it was the fault, I was being. You shallow heart, stunned by his confession. I swear that night I will never weak again, never let anyone close enough to become a weakness. And you are alone, you said softly. That's what made him freeze. He didn't turn, didn't move, just stood there, still as a statue craved from the pain and range. I don't need pity, he created out. I need silence. But when he walked out the door, he didn't slam it like before. He let it out silently open, as if some part of him, however burned, didn't want to shut you completely. And that night, for the first time, his untouched dinner plate was found still.